Before we start this video, I just wanted to say to everybody, thank you very much for the recent support. My mind is absolutely just scattered to the four winds. Like, for example, we are currently 250 subs away from 10K. I cannot believe it. And what I cannot believe is the last video that I posted, I set up a challenge for you guys for being 1,000 likes. And lo and behold, y'all backshotted that to hell and back. And well, since you guys clearly destroyed that like goal, I'm just going to show this off right now. And well, if everything lines up correctly, this Saturday I will be using it in front of all of you, in front of a stream. Yeah, this is going to be fun. But anyway, fam, with obligations out of the way, oh boy, I had a really good laugh today, fam, at the expense of Reforge Gaming. And I'm telling you right now, this dude is on a full-on cope session thinking that HellDivers 2 is going to be a one-off thing. That, you know, PlayStation porting their games over to Xbox. Yeah, he really thinks that this is the end. If this game is like really successful on Xbox, like it sells a lot of ports and stuff, yeah, he really thinks that's going to be the end of it. When we all know the end game of corporations is money, okay? We all know it. It is money. So with that out of the way, fam, please make sure to go grab yourself a nice little drink and a nice little snack, and we're just going to go ahead and dive right into that content.
Well, HellDivers 2 is coming to Xbox, and everybody's response has been totally reasonable and calm. No, I'm kidding. It's not been like that at all.
Shocking. About 99% of people that react to this are actually hyped. They are very excited that the Xbox players finally get to play HellDivers 2. Hell, I even have some of my friends that are Xbox are literally talking about this. I even have one friend that's on PC considering about buying it again on Xbox, so it'd be easier for us all to play on there. And yes, I double dipped too. I bought another copy. Yes, I know, I want to support this initiative of getting rid of exclusives. But that's the thing though, about the 1% though, the PlayStation fanboys that are not really happy at the fact that they're potentially going to lose their exclusives straight to Xbox. Yeah, they're pissed at the fact that the potential that's there, if it sells really well on Xbox, is going to give PlayStation enough justification to start porting their games over to Xbox. And, well, we'll be in this complete utter mess of, well, I shouldn't say mess, but potentially ending exclusivity if HellDivers 2 sell well. And I'll be there. I'll be fucking smiling from limb to, like, well, I should say limb from limb, but cheek to cheek at the fact that, oh, exclusivity is gonna die and everybody gets to enjoy gaming, just like how it should have been in the beginning.
I do think it's legitimate for people to be worried or concerned or frustrated.
In the film,
oh god,
just like that. That was, I believe that.
Oh, what? That you guys are gonna lose bragging rights on Twitter? Oh, look at me. My piece of plastic has Booterman 3 on it. I get to rub it in your freaking faces, Pop Xbox and Percy Gooners over there. I get to rub it in your guys' face. Well, guess what? Not anymore. If HellDivers 2 is successful on Xbox, your exclusivities are gone. No more bragging rights. And drop the exclusive, like the quality fucking excuse that you like to use. Just drop it, because we all know fucking there's like a 90% chance that fucking PlayStation is going to bring quality, but that other 10%, they're really not going to. The Last of Us 1 ported to PC, and and Spider-Man 2 ported to fucking PC. Yeah, do I need to say any more?
And ultimately, I think people are asking the big question. Why is this happening?
Money!
Like, is this the signal that PlayStation is changing?
Yes.
You could sit there and say the investor calls never mention anything about this, but here's the thing though. Actions speak louder than fucking words.
It took a while, but we eventually got here, okay? And so people are thinking that PlayStation may be doing the same thing.
Okay, so basically to add some context here, because I cut out like a good portion of this because it was just a fucking yammering fest, he's basically talking about how Xbox went third party, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. And Reforge, they are literally going third party, literally for what Microsoft did for fucking Beta. Do you understand that your guys' games are getting ever so close to being day and date? Look at the release date of fucking Lost Soul Aside, and when it's releasing on PC, It is literally releasing the same fucking day. But good, that's the China project. What are you talking about? I don't care. Day and date's coming. And this is just the testing grounds for it. I hope you're ready.
Or maybe they're just changing their approach with live service games because they have said for the longest time that, oh, well, our live service games will be multi-platform.
Well, Reforge, spoiler alert, dude, plans change a lot.
Why at this stage of the game would you suddenly be bringing one of your more successful titles? Like, PlayStation's been trying to do live service, and this is one of their more successful titles, and they're bringing it to Xbox.
Reforge, it's an easy concept to understand. You run a business, you run a YouTube channel, and you beg your audience members all the time for this. It's called money, okay? They want more money. Obviously, they've hit the ceiling cap for how much they can make potentially on PC and PlayStation, so guess what's next? Guess what's the most logical next step for them? Xbox. Time to get the ODSTs and the HellDivers.
I think the timing is a bigger clue, and it really has to do with my theory about this getting debunked. I thought this was primarily initiated by Arrowhead. Some of their remarks in public really made me think this was something that they would have pushed for and would have negotiated for.
Like that's ever gonna happen. What a load.
You do understand PlayStation owes the IP. They get the final calls, right? So if like one little developer comes up to them and says, "Please, master, can we port this over?" They're going to say no. They have notoriously said it no multiple times to other games over and over again. So that can't be it. There has to be some other fucking reason that it happens. Like, what? You really think Arrowhead actually had a chance in this fucking race against PlayStation to convince them? Are you fucking kidding me?
But somebody who is more connected that I trust actually said this was something that was initiated by Xbox.
Oh, come on!
Boy, I sure hope this is not the same source that you light on a dead man's name just to get it owned on the chuds in that one. I really hope so, and I hope it's not that same source that you had at Bethesda. Oh boy, Reforge, you better not be lying because I'll be there to catch you.
Which really made me think, oh, this is more in line with the recent shifts and changes at Xbox, which is why I'm saying Xbox is no longer a threat.
Xbox hasn't been a threat ever since the Xbox One. It's been absolutely downhill ever since for Xbox then. Not just in quality control, but in quantity control too. Hell, leadership has been doing questionable things too. Like that PlayStation considers them a fucking threat. That'd be stupid as hell to come out of anybody's mouth, Reforge.
And that is playing the biggest role here. I do not think we're seeing a signal of PlayStation changing. If we do, it'll be as evident as it was with Xbox. They were telling shareholders, they were on earnings calls, signaling these changes. We have not seen that from PlayStation yet.
What are you, fucking stupid?
You really think PlayStation's going to keep running to their investors and say, oh, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, no, we're going to actually change our minds and do X, Y, Z, and Z. No, what they're going to do, what investors want, they want to see results. They want to see how much money that they're gaining. So every single time they try something new and it's profitable, they're going to report it to them and say, hey, look, we tried this avenue and it was very successful. What do you think they're trying to do right now, Reforge? Do you think they just went to their fucking, their investors and said, we're going to go ahead and port HellDivers 2 to, Xbox over here? No one knew that was going to happen in the first place, Reforge. Not the investors, not us. Nobody had a single fucking idea. This whole situation was a right hook to the nuts.
Most notably, will the game even be successful on Xbox? Or is this going to sort of ring true with what many people have said, which is that you take stuff over there and it won't do very well because they foster this ecosystem of non-purchase with Game Pass?
I will send you to Jesus.
You do realize thanks to Game Pass, I bought multiple copies of a game like Moonlighter, Stardew Valley, and the many other games like Halo and Gears on PC. You do realize thanks to Game Pass, for me trying out the game to see if I actually like it, actually encouraged me more to purchase the fucking game. Do you realize I'm not the only one that has this sentiment too? A lot more people had the same sentiment too with Game Pass. It's all over the fucking internet. Why do you fucking idiots keep going with this narrative? On top of that too, Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4, before Diablo 4 went on Game Pass, they were topping the charts for 4 months. 4 months with top paid in there. For 4 fucking months.
So somebody, again, that I trust who has given me very reliable information in the past basically said this was initiated by Xbox and they negotiated this.
All right. I believe you. But my Tommy gun don't.
Yeah, no, Reforge, I don't trust you or your sources with the 50-foot pole. And you know what? I have very good reasons not to trust you or your sources at all.
Now, that's important because what that means is this did not come from some initiation from PlayStation side of things where they were like, hey, we want to really change our strategy. Let's reach out to Xbox.
Your sources aren't reliable. They have no evidence to back them up to show it to us that it's actually true. This is just he said, she said bullshit. There's no evidence to back it up, Reforge. You have none. You have no room to fucking pretend that it's fucking real. The only thing that you're doing is coping at the fact that there's a huge potential that PlayStation can port over their games over to Xbox right now, just like they're doing with PC. And you're coping and seething at the fact.
So if Xbox is the one that started the conversation, then you have to ask the question, well, how would they convince PlayStation to do this?
Money!
Now, I originally thought if there is some hybrid console Windows device, they are going to try to stop PlayStation games working through Steam. I thought PlayStation would see this as something that kind of runs contrary to their strategy.
Why would they? That would be stupid. They would lose out on a different avenue to earn money, and they would have to do absolutely nothing to port the games over to Xbox. Literally, Xbox just handed to the keys to the kingdom and let Nexus port the games over. Literally, they have to do nothing else if that was going to be the case. It would be literally stupid of them to block it in the first place, Reforge. You and the rest of the ponies that goes with this narrative are actually brain dead.
They are on record as saying the reason they put these games on PC is hoping that they get people to come over to the console. Well, they've been sort of touting in their earnings reports a pretty high percentage, somewhere between 20 and 30% of their users on PS5.
Reforge, that report is from 2024. You do understand that, right? Do you know we had a report, I think back in February 2025, that they were going to start to focus on PC because of China? Yeah, because the market in China is PC game related. It's big over there. Do you understand that? It's not just, oh, PlayStation Central over here. Focus on, no, you have to face reality. That exclusivity is dying, and PlayStation sees the money for that potential. And this stupid narrative that you're running, well, they saw an increase of 20 to 30% new users. Do you understand back in, like, when HellDivers was at its absolute peak, PlayStation shoved the fucking, the login requirements down our fucking throats? I'm pretty sure some of that fucking data is from there. On top of that, too, we have a new generation of gamers coming in. So when they see the popular console come in, like the PlayStation 5, of course they're going to fucking pick that over the Xbox. It's more popular. What do you think? Where do you think the new data is going to come from in the first place? Like, seriously, I don't... How does anybody listen to Reforge? That's what I want to know. How the fuck does anybody listen to this fucking R-bark?
And somehow convinced PlayStation that bringing HellDivers 2 to Xbox was not a threat or a problem.
I'm skipping this one. I'm not doing repeats.
There's also the theory from the person that I spoke to that this is largely due to seeing this as a refugee moment.
Let me get this straight.
I'm just going to let everybody know what a refugee is in the terms of fanboyism. Basically what it means is that they're leaving one platform to go to the other. So what he's referencing right now is that people will leave Xbox to go to PlayStation. Even though it's been 2 generations of consoles, 2 fucking decades, and that still hasn't happened, Reforge. Can you motherfuckers process this? And you just expose your bias of your source, that they lean towards PlayStation. instead of like a middle ground to where they can balance out the facts and logic in this situation. Congratulations, you discredit your own fucking source right off the bat.
Just in the way that they view PC is like, hey, check out our game. It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, we'll come over and check out our console.
This is how I know that you've only been playing video games ever since the PlayStation 4, probably midway through it. For 2 decades, people still play on Xbox only. You really think that they're going to jump over to PlayStation's platform at this point, where they start to see a glimmer of hope that exclusives straight from PlayStation is going to go to Xbox too, and then that the next hardware, that the next Xbox that's going to come out is going to have access to Steam? Guys, I have a serious question for you. Which one are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the Xbox/Steam hardware? Well, not the hardware that you can access Steam on it, or are you going to pick the PlayStation to where you can play Xbox and PlayStation games when you can get the best of all 3 worlds on one platform? Which one are you guys going to pick, out of curiosity?
Right now in the market, if you're going to abandon Xbox and make a new hardware purchase, a $450 PS5 is a lot cheaper than trying to do anything in the PC realm.
Or actually, you could spend a little more money and have your, PC actually last a lot longer than a PS5 and a PS6. Food for thought there. Oh, and if you don't care too much about current gen, you could buy a PC around the price of $500 to $600, and you can play most of your previous owned games, like, previous generations that you've been dying to. Yeah, the benefits of PC is absolutely wow. Don't listen to this fucking R-bark.
So fundamentally, I think this signals that PlayStation is not changing their strategy. Number one, because they didn't even initiate this. According to what I'm hearing, this was initiated by Xbox.
You're missing the point.
Just because PlayStation didn't start the negotiation of bringing HellDivers 2 to Xbox does not mean that their plan is still the same. For all we know, because of HellDivers 2 going to Xbox and how well it does, will actually change their plan. They'll actually probably see value within the console, and they'll probably think to themselves, oh shit, we could actually earn more money to reinvest into our games and gain more money. You don't think they're going to sacrifice your exclusives? Spoiler alert, in the name of money, yes they will.
That also means that you won't see any signs anywhere else. Until they start restructuring their studios, changing how their budgets work, we won't see other games making the leap.
This is a test, Reforge. It hasn't been even guaranteed yet. There's no signs that they're going to guarantee to keep porting over to Xbox. This is just a one-off thing till we absolutely get the, how can I explain this one? Till we actually get the results, the sell figures of how much HellDivers sold, like it did on PC. Do you understand that? Do you understand what sealed your guys' fate was HellDivers 2? Do you understand that? Because it sold so well on PC, it pretty much said to Sony, yeah, we need to start porting over to PC. It was game over for there. What do you think is going to happen with Xbox if it sells well? Think about it.
Friend of the show, Detective Seeds, who had previously made correct predictions about timing of ports.
Detective Seeds, the guy that used to do reviews for his channel, but now all he does is platinum fucking trophies on his channel. That's the guy that you're going to go with? Why would the guy who has a clear communication to Nixies about ports that are coming, why the hell would he not use that as advantage towards his own channel? That's a little fishy in my opinion right there. That does not make any sense in my humble opinion. Why help a fucking dude that he barely knows at all when you have some big information like that? Do you realize how much traction he would have had towards his own channel with that type of information? Reforge, if you had this type of information, you could have bolstered your fucking channel into oblivion. Why did you, if you had these information, why didn't you fucking talk about it? And then when it fucking released, you would have made us look like old fucking idiots. Why are you not using this shit to your advantage? Or is this just a fucking lie? Because I'm really starting to believe this is more of a fucking lie in this situation.
Because they have a contact at Nixxes, indicated that Nixxes has said there's nothing else coming to Xbox right now. There's no projects, there's no plans, there's nothing. This is seemingly some kind of a one-off.
Here we go again.
How? How do we know this is any true, like, has any merit behind it? How do we know the truth is being told here? How? What is the source? What is the source's claims on here? Where's the evidence? I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone every time I try to cover Reforge. I swear, he just tries to either, like, bloat something up or I can't. Making sense of this is just gonna fucking give me brain damage. On to the next one.
It's undeniable as well that there could be some cool collaborations here. You could throw in some Master Chief cosmetics, and you're going to get a lot of people that are going to want to start helldiving because the armor's a little similar, right? There was even some armor in the game that seemed to reference Master Chief.
Now, this is going to be a bit of a nitpick here from me because I want to kind of chime in at this point. No, what they should do is not add the Master Chief's armor. What they should do is make a Warbound that's nothing but ODST armor, because that's the closest that it is with, you know, Helldivers, because it's literally Helldivers and Helljumpers. Literally for word for fucking word, verbatim for verbatim. And you know what they should make one of the stratagems out of? You know what they should do? They should make one that's a fucking super soldier. That's literally references to Spartans. That would be sick as hell.
But Gears of War is another aspect of this, and that's kind of related to why I think this game could also struggle.
You really think an exclusive that Xbox gamers have been wanting for years, and I do mean years, to come to the platform, and they're going to choose Gears over it just because they have to buy it? No, I don't think you understand the Xbox camp at all. I don't think you understand that they've been saving money if they've been exclusively using Game Pass this whole time. I don't think you have the remote idea how badly the Xbox camp wants this fucking game. I don't think you have the slightest idea.
First and foremost, it's not on Game Pass. And we know that that's a vibe in the Xbox community. That's not scandalous to say. That they have fostered a culture of non-purchase.
It always amazes me that this conversation always happened. Oh, Xbox gamers never buy their games because they always use Game Pass, even though it's been notoriously passed around the internet with proof of receipts and everything that they do buy their games if they enjoy the game on Xbox Game Pass. Like, what the fuck? What proof do you guys have? Like, honest to God. Oh, a couple of fucking Neanderthals on fucking Twitter asking if it's going to be on fucking Game Pass? Congratulations. Like, wow. They're just asking if it's going to be on Game Pass, or that's all they can afford is $20 a month of the fucking game. Like, of Game Pass. Like, what the fuck are you guys on?
The only real conclusion to come to is this. My own concern about all of this has always been about quality management. It has never bothered me to see a game go to another platform.
That is a damn lie within itself. When Spider-Man 2 released on PlayStation, you denied the reality that it was a buggy mess. And on top of that too, when it released to PC, you made the argument that, oh, this shouldn't be allowed in the first place because this is what happens when you port to other platforms, not realizing it was literally the same game without the fucking patches. It had the same bugs and same fucking problems. You absolute moron. And you know what? Thankfully, that's all the content I got you guys for today, because I cannot stomach any more Reforge today. Just the absolute fucking lies and the coping in this video. Like, I've hit my max, to be frankly honest. And you know what? I think you guys have too, to be frankly honest. So thank you guys very much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And if you appreciate this type of content, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys. And hey, we are 250 away from 10K, fam. If you enjoy my type of content, you want more of my rants, my reviews, and my fanboy content, subscribe to the channel, because I'll definitely have more coming for you guys. But besides that, thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate everything you guys do for me. And I will see you definitely in the next one, fam. Later!